And you notice the vineyards are only along the fog. So here is where the Pinot Noir, you said you tasted the moss flavor because it's very close to the ocean. The Chardonnay is here. And by the time you get here, it's very hot, you can ripen Cabernet. But you could never ripen Cabernet there or there. To let the site speak for itself. So that it means non-intervention. So we do as little as possible, which is actually harder because you have to grow better grapes, so there's no reason to intervene. And then you have to be very careful about how you construct the winery so that you can do very little. Every single tank we had has a floating lid. So there's no airspace. So we don't have to intervene with extra SO2 to preserve it. We don't have to add carbon dioxide in the headspace. Everything is completely full. When we start a fermentation for red wine, it's indigenous yeast, that lid is right on the top. So naturally we've excluded air. And then we slowly bring the lid up as the CO2 forms. And then we slowly bring it back down. The tanks are made such that the racking is extremely gentle and only by gravity, 3 meters of hose and 2 tanks with a forklift, so that it takes you maybe 5 times as long to rack it, but there is no sediment. So you find a clear wine without any filtration. This is Paso Robles, that's the city, but these 2 vineyards are up here. And the idea is that this is the bottom of the river. The soil is very fertile and not good. This is the most expensive district. The ocean's here. This is really nice, beautiful grapes, beautiful soil, but it's expensive. And geologically, this is an extension of the Adelaide district. So you have the same soil, but this is a lesser price point. So what we look for on the Central Coast when we say good soil, it's sedimentary rock from millions of years ago, and it's uplifted by the San Andreas Fault, the earthquake, that's lifted it up. So this is about 280 meters in altitude of lifted soil with a little bit of limestone, but mostly light porous sedimentary rock. Red wines in Paso Robles, Zinfandel and Cabernet, are very tricky to get the tannins just right. And it's a matter of a medium amount of punch down and manipulation of the cap, and then a relatively early press. You press when you still have about a degree or 2 of sweetness, so it's on the early side. It's more than Pinot Noir, but less than Cabernet from other regions.